Hey Mike, I'm responding back to the question that you posted. Who did you tell, why, and why not? Because I struggled with some of those issues too. I did not tell everybody initially at first, and uh, right away, without any question whatsoever, those that I told were obviously my wife and my kids, my parents, my brothers, and my in-laws. And I don't think you can go through a procedure like this without at least including your immediate family in on the decision, because it has an impact, potentially a rather large impact. So I wanted everybody to know. From there, then I became pretty selective about who I was telling, and the reason why I withheld telling people, I'll just tell you, was because before I wanted to expose myself, so to speak, to their questions, I wanted to make sure I was very knowledgeable of the procedure. And I think probably my wife and I have been through some things personally that where we've had to educate people on what we're going through and doing, and I've just found that until I've reached a point where I'm comfortable with everything, I didn't want to have those discussions. So I told probably the next wave of people initially was my very close friends. The group that I left out the longest was my coworkers, and I would even say my close friends that I work with. And the reason I done that was I work for an insurance company, and our company is our healthcare provider, and our health insurance does not pay for this procedure, and so I felt that I didn't have the need to alert them to any status of what I was going through. But I reached a point where, when I felt comfortable in my decision and knowledgeable about everything that was going on, I went ahead and felt obligated to speak with my boss about it. Out of concern, he asked, what I was doing. I basically just told him I'm going to have some elective surgery at the end of the year, and I was going to need some time off for it, and I had to burn up my vacation time to do so. And of course, he wanted to know more about it, and I figured I was obligated to tell him. Maybe I wasn't, I don't know, but I'd already formulated in my mind that that's what was going to happen. And so I told him about it, and he immediately got in my corner and started supporting me. And I hadn't told any other coworkers until after Thanksgiving, when I had released to all of our family, or my wife and I's family, what was going on. So now I got past the immediate family members and into the extended family members. And at that point, I just felt so comfortable in the decision that I had made and what I was doing that the talk about surgery just rolled off my tongue. And while speaking with a coworker, I happened to just mention or slip that I was having surgery. We were trying to schedule a meeting actually together, and I told him that day wouldn't work. That was my surgery day. And of course that started a barrage of questions, and I just told him. And like everybody else I've told, he got in my corner and started supporting me with it. And then I started thinking, well, this individual that I'd spoke to wasn't one of my close coworkers. It was a friend, but not a close coworker. And I thought, well, how bad am I going to feel if my close friends at work find out, through the rumor mill what's going on? So I decided to just bite the bullet and let those who are close to me know. So, I haven't put on a billboard and paraded around through my office or in my agencies or whatever and told them what I'm doing. Those people who are close to me, who are my confidants, I should say, are the people that I've told what I'm doing. And none of them have had anything to say but positive things for me. And I think, I was glad I waited until I did, because until I felt very educated in the process, the procedures, and the outcomes, and the things that I'll be going through and what have you, I would have struggled in telling them, or answering their questions, because as concerned friends do, questions come out. And interestingly, most of the questions, are about, well, what will happen next, and what will you do after, and what's the procedure like, and if you can talk to them in a very knowledgeable way, it sets them at ease and makes them feel more comfortable too. And so that's why I held off on telling people. I think I've referred to it before as I didn't want the drama associated with it. The drama is just that. It's their nervousness for you and their uncertainty of what you're about ready to go through. And until I had a firm grasp on it, I just didn't feel like I wanted to extend that out to, my extended friend network, or my co-workers per se. And of course, my immediate family, though, I had to let know right away. The hardest person to talk to about it was with my son. My son is 7 years old, and I don't think he grasps the concepts. And but Miss Janine helped me with a response that she had about talking to her kids, and I absolutely felt like I had to do that. My daughter's 10 months old. I can't say much to her about it, other than I can, just give her lots of love. But my son, that was a hard one to talk to him about that, and I'm glad that I did, because I think now then that his mind's not racing, thinking about what Daddy's going through. I just was real honest with him, and I told him about all the possible outcomes, but what I thought was going to happen, and educated him a little bit on the process too, and now he's in my corner. So in retrospect, I guess what I would say is to anybody is don't be scared to get out there and tell people after you feel comfortable with your decision and very knowledgeable about it, because most people, from what I've found, want to just get behind you and support you. And there's nothing better than having a whole army of people that are praying for you and holding you up and just rooting for you. It really empowers you and gives you strength. So that's all I got to say.